Let's break down single point slings versus 2-point slings. Hello and welcome to the Stinger Workshop. My name is Rick Barrett and I'm your host for these series of videos where we talk about everything in the gun community, from gun accessories to gun maintenance. And in this video, we're going to continue to talk about accessories. We're going to compare a single point sling to a 2-point sling for your AR-15 setup. Now, it needs to be said, with all our videos here at the Stinger Workshop, we're not declaring a winner. We're giving you the pros and cons of both, so that way when you make your decision, you're fully informed. Now let me first say, I do understand there is the 3-point sling system, but right now it is not as commonplace as either the single point or 2-point sling system. All right, before we actually talk about single versus 2-point sling, let me talk about some of the places where your sling can be attached to your rifle. On a traditional AR-15, it usually is in the stock and up front, as you can see here. That's where you would thread your actual sling. Now, if you wanted to upgrade that, maybe using a QD system or the quick detach system, they would traditionally go here and somewhere along your handguard. Let's talk about the term point sling, either single point or 2-point sling. All that means is that is the point on the weapon where the sling attaches to. In the case of single point, it attaches at one place. In the case of 2-point, two separate places. So let's first start out with single point slings. With the development of PDWs, which are personal defense weapons, submachine guns, and shorter carbines, the idea of a single point system emerged. Now, single point slings have a strap that is placed on your strong side shoulder and crosses your body diagonally, creating a loop that goes over your head. Typically, a quick detach system at the back of the lower receiver is used to attach it to the carbine. It is very important to know that this sling needs to be mounted properly on your carbine, since most of the time it is an aftermarket accessory. Now, some of the positives are these slings keep the carbine pointed in the direction of the body's front center line, which makes it simple for the shooter to grasp the rifle when it is resting. The true benefit of this design, other from being simple to take on and off, is that it makes transferring the carbine from either shoulder simpler. It is well liked by some members of the military and law enforcement, as well as becoming popular in the civilian market. So that's the winner, right? It's easy to take on and off, it gives you quicker access to your carbine. What are the downsides? It doesn't sound like there's any. However, there are some. The biggest flaw with the single point system is that when it's not secured, i.e. in your hand, it just hangs. It's very loose. Because they are in your center line, they tend to obstruct movement when they're not being used. The second big disadvantage of the single point system is that there's no weight distribution. All that weight is sitting on that shoulder, which means if you're carrying it for an extended period of time, it's going to become more and more uncomfortable. So now we've talked about the single point system, let's talk about the 2-point system. Now, the 2-point sling system is probably the most common type of sling used with carbines nowadays. The modern 2-point sling are different from older models in that they have hardware or adjustment loops to swiftly change the length. They attach to the carbine at two distinct spots, one in the front and one at the stock, either directly or with quick detach hardware that we looked at earlier in the video. There may be a need for customizing sling mounts depending on your method of attachment. You can wear a 2-point sling in a number of different ways, such as across one shoulder, over your front with the carbine laying diagonally on your back, or across your torso with the carbine at your side. The employment of 2-point slings as shooting aids really make them the standard bearer. They can be quickly and easily tightened to brace the rifle to the shoulder for a more solid shooting position, which can lead to more accurate shots because they are built for quick adjustment. Well, that sounds pretty good. There can't be any drawbacks to the 2-point system. Well, there are. The only drawback of this type of sling is that it requires the user to unbuckle when switching from the strong to the weak side shoulder and vice versa. Just like every other AR-15 accessory, whether you choose a single point or a 2-point sling, you're not stuck with it. Let's say you choose the single point system first because you feel that fits your needs at the time. Maybe you don't like the fact all that weight is on one shoulder. Maybe you don't like how unsecured the gun is when you're not using it. You can easily switch to a 2-point system. Let's say you go with a 2-point system and maybe it's too cumbersome, maybe it doesn't allow you to be as quick as you want to be, you can switch to a single point. Let me know what you like in the comments below. Coming to you from the Stinger Workshop, my name is Rick Barrett. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll talk to you again soon.